Welcome back. So continuing with versioning, what we want to look at now is the major and minor versioning feature that's available in SharePoint. The reason people use this additional layer of versioning is for when they want to differentiate between draft and published documents. So for example, you might have a monthly report that requires a contribution from a variety of people before becoming the final version. This way, each contribution can be saved as a minor version, and then when the document is ready to be shared with the wider audience, it is published and saved as a major version. In addition, it's worth using the enforced checkout feature when you're using major and minor versioning. What this means is that when people need to edit the document, they have to check it out. And when they check it back in, they're invited to specify whether it's a major or minor version, and they're also invited to enter comments, which can form a very useful audit trail at a later stage. So let's first of all look at how to enable major and minor versioning, and bear in mind you must be a site owner in order to do this. If you're not the site owner, then you'll need to ask them to do it on your behalf. So I go to my library tab and over to library settings and then into versioning settings. So coming down to the document version history section, I'm going to create major and minor versions. And notice you can specify the number of major and minor versions in these fields below. I'm going to require checkout. So here's where I enforce checkout and click OK. And now I return to my document library. So now I'm going to take this monthly report. So in this scenario, various people need to contribute to this report before it becomes a final published version. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to open it to edit. And notice the yellow bar indicating that I need to check this document out in order to edit it. So I select that option. And now I'll make some changes. Apply a style to the heading there. So now I'll save the changes and close the document. So now I need to check it back in, so I'll select it from the Files tab on the ribbon. I'll click the Check In button. And now you can see that you're prompted to specify whether or not this is a minor or major version. So since this is just one person's contribution, I'll check it in as a minor version. I'll enter my comments and click OK. So in this example, I've included the version number in the view just so you can see the number that's been applied. So now I'll make a second contribution. So I'm going to select the document, open it, check it out for editing, put my sentence in, save the changes, close it, and notice that I'm prompted to check it back in, so I'll click yes. I'll check it in as a minor version. And that takes me back into my document library window. And if I refresh, you can see the version number has changed. So now that all my contributions have been made, the monthly report is ready to be issued. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to open it. I'm actually going to mark it as final. So this is a feature that's available within all Microsoft Office applications, and it's very handy because it indicates to people when they open the document that this in fact is the final version. So I'll open the document, I'll check it out for editing, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to go to the File tab on the ribbon and down to Protect Document and mark as final. So this confirmation message just tells me that there will be an indicator on the document. So if I go back into my document, notice this yellow bar across the top indicates that this is the final version of the document. So now I'll close it, check it in. This time I'm checking it in as a major version. And OK that. And you can see the number that's now been applied is a major number. So let's just look at the version history for this document. If I select it and click the version history button. So now you can see all of the minor versions are numbered in this format here, 3.1, 3.2, 3.3, and over to the right I can see the comments that were entered as each person submitted their version. Then I went in and marked it as final and published it as a major version, and notice the number now, it's jumped from 3.4 to 4.0. And thanks to SharePoint's versioning, I'm able to go back and open any of these previous versions if I need to.